before we get into the story, let's rewind to how it all started.
China, grilled with the sambal, the best seller. If you like spicy, go for that grilled with sambal. So the stingray, chicken feet, sea bass.
What you just saw was a clip of the last video when we finally found the restaurant, and a server suggested I try the chicken fish since I never tried it before. But I went ahead and I got the stingray because I just wanted to try it out here in Malaysia and see the difference between stingray in Malaysia and Singapore. And that was the worst mistake I made on this trip so far. I don't know why I went ahead and I got stingray since I tried it before. What could be the big difference? The server kept saying grilled chicken fish. And my curiosity was thinking, what is chicken fish? But no, I went ahead and I got something I already had before, but in another country, and I paid the price. When I was eating it, the meal was delicious. I thought nothing more until way after what you're seeing right now. So what you're seeing right now is we already had our dinner. We're getting something to drink, and we're about to head out of this area. So again, at this point, I'm feeling fine. We're having conversation. She's telling me about her country. She's asking me questions of where I'm thinking about going to next. I'm telling her of places I already had visited and places that I wish to visit in the future. So we're having great conversation. And actually, I was thinking about getting some type of sweet Malaysian dessert. But something told me, nah, let me just go ahead and just get some drinks, some water, some juice, and let's just head out of this area. I've gotten sick before in other countries from eating bad food, so for prevention, I always pack Pepto-Bismol pills with me when I travel. I remember in Brazil, I got some bad sushi. I got diarrhea later on in Thailand, eating at a nice restaurant later on in the night. Again, diarrhea. When I went to Indonesia for my breakfast, I got some fresh squeezed juice, but I think they use tap water. So once again, I got diarrhea. And here, not only did I have to vomit crazy, but also had diarrhea at the same time. So this was the worst case of sickness I ever had while traveling. If you never had stingray before, this is basically how stingray looks grilled. Now, I'm not pretty certain how my stingray was prepared at the restaurant that you saw us eat at. But usually when I get stingray, I have never ever gotten sick. And most of the time when I do eat stingray, it's only in Singapore. So I don't know how they prepare it differently, or was it just old stingray? Was it not fresh? I have no idea. But my sickness lasted for about almost an hour of just me hovering over the toilet, hugging the toilet, and sitting next to the toilet. I could not get up and go to another room or to the bed because I was afraid I would not last long enough and I would end up just vomiting on the floor. So I was just clinging on, hoping that all this would stop at some point. But again, it lasted for almost an hour of me just going back and forth from switching my ass to the toilet to my face in the toilet, throwing up. And I was able to get my cell phone. I was going to call my friend on Instagram, but something told me, nah, this is embarrassing. I can't call her and tell her what's going on. So let me try to make it to my book bag and get these Pepto-Bismol pills, and maybe this will do the trick. So I was able to get my book bag, get the pills, and I got some water. Went back to the bathroom, and I took the pills, and immediately I got nausea, and I ended up throwing up or vomiting the pills because it did not last in my stomach long enough for the magic to happen, for the relief of nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and everything else. So at this moment, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do to relieve all of this that's happening to me? And I thought about getting my cell phone, calling my friend on Instagram, letting her know what happened. But then again, that's too embarrassing. And also, if I was to do that, that means I would have to go out of my room, go in the hallway, press a button for the elevator, go down the elevator, meet her, let her up. It's just too much to do. And I know from within doing all that, at some point I would end up vomiting. So that's even more embarrassing. So, thinking again, what can I do besides take water and these Pepto Bismol pills, which are not working? And I came up with something. I remember early in the day, she left a can of Sprite in my refrigerator. So I'm thinking maybe the acid or carbonation in this soda can relieve me from shitting or vomiting or both. This has to be the solution or my only solution because I could not think of anything else besides getting this can of soda and just hoping that maybe it works. I had some sips of the Sprite, and I want to say almost like instantly my stomach felt better. I was still shitting a lot, but I wasn't vomiting, which was a good sign. So I end up finishing the Sprite, and not long after that, the discomfort of having to shit and vomit at the same time, they both just disappeared. So it's something, and I guess soda, I guess it's the carbonation, something that just subsided everything that I was going through. So after all that, feeling drained and desperate for relief, just my thought of me remembering that my friend had left a can of Sprite in my refrigerator was the key, was the answer to all the problems I was experiencing from eating bad food. This video, my experience, is a harsh reminder of the unpredictability of not just street food, but also set down restaurants you go to when you travel around the world that bring some type of medication with you just in case if you get sick because you cannot predict the future and you never know what could happen. And something else you can take away from this is not only street vendors or stalls on the street, those foods can make you sick, but also restaurants, nice restaurants you go to around the world could make you experience what I experience. So, thanks for watching if you made it at the end of this video, and peace out.